So this is kind of shifting gears very momentarily, but you were talking of a psychotic experience, and you wrote that, quote, there may be a heightened perceptual awareness of the outside world where colors appear more vivid and sounds seem more intense. There may be an increased sense of meaning and communion with nature, or an oceanic feeling of merging with the natural world, feelings that may not be, at least at first, entirely unpleasant. I read that, and I'm also at the same time I've been reading this book titled Jung on Christianity. It's about Carl Jung and his. It's just kind of a compilation of his writings on Christianity, and within it, Jung wrote about the individuation process and kind of the emerging of archetypal themes and patterns through the individuation process. And so he said, self-constellating archetypes and the resultant situations steadily gain a numinosity, indeed are sometimes imbued with a positively eerie daemonism and bring the danger of psychosis threateningly close. The upsurging of archetypal material is the stuff of which mental illnesses are made. In the individuation process, the ego is brought face to face with an unknown superior power, which is likely to cut the ground from under its feet and blow consciousness to bits. And I read that and I thought how kind of strikingly close it is to your quote about what someone who during their initial psychotic break might feel. And I was wondering if you can kind of speak to this and how prevalent religious themes are within psychosis, and if you think it has any type of parallel or connection or overlap. I don't know if that makes sense.
As you probably know, it's I think widely considered that Jung had a psychotic episode, and his book. It's a fantastic book, beautiful, painting plates. It's called The Red Book.
Okay.
Is a kind of account of his psychosis. So there are advantages, but I think also some disadvantages, in being immersed in the psychotic experience, and then trying to think more generally about that. But I think that I'm not a Jungian scholar, I'm not a Jungian therapist, but the way I translate Jung into my way of working, for example, with the voices, I think it's very compatible to think of the voices kind of reappearing in the mind as kind of messages from the interior. And I think one of Jung's ideas is that symptoms being visited by an archetype is a kind of message that there's still some psychological work and growth that needs to be done with the person. And so I think that's a reasonable way to think about the emergence of psychotic symptoms.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons that I think religious themes are so common in psychosis is that one of the basic ideas of religion is that the everyday reality that we see is only one level of reality, and there's a deeper meaning, there's a deeper significance to experience. And when that's translated into the psychotic state, the person thinks that the appearance of things is superficial, but they're getting messages about what the true reality is underneath the source of things. And so that's a kind of particular extension of the idea that the true reality is deeper than the superficial appearance of things. And also, I think that religion encapsulates and tries to talk about some of the great themes that all human beings are concerned about: good and evil, mortality, what's a good life, living with one's community. All those things have gotten a treatment in religion. Another thing that happens in the psychotic experience is that the psychotic experience has a revelatory quality to it. And psychotic people will sometimes say, it was revealed to me, I was shown, I was led to believe, these kinds of statements. So that kind of pop of revelatory experience, something that overlaps with religious conversion experiences.
Interesting.
It's a very complicated question, a very
Yeah.
complicated
Yeah.
relationship.
Good job on answering it.